finishing off Resident Evil 3.
Tyrell, where's Bart now?
Gotta be the lab in the back. Stay frosty. I'm on my way.
Copy. I'll go on ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just speeding through at this point. I have no real desire. No real desire to play it. To play it normally at this point.
You state your business clearly.
Trying to remember where everything is. So I need a key from there for there. There's no key here. Ah. That's ominous.
Okay, not this way. Jesus Christ!
Hey, Ian. Hold on, I'll just get the invites up actually. Hold on, let me just go to party. Sorry, let me just... Hey, Ian. So. Ah.
All I wanted to know was what the documents were doing in your office in the first place.
Who do you think you're talking to? I'm goddamn Nathaniel Bard. I'm the best biologist you'll ever meet, you pet pench.
Bard. Tyrell. Bard's dead. He's been shot. I'm looking.
This is PRC Chief Nathaniel Bard, September 29, 11 p.m. I am acutely aware that my time's running out. And I hope and pray, by making this recording and bringing the truth to light, that I can restore some small shred of honor to my name. All of the Raccoon City's suffering began with the release of a biological weapon known as the T-virus. My employer, the Umbrella Corporation, engineered this virus. And they ordered my team to develop a vaccine, which we did. I keep samples of this vaccine here in my office. The rest of it is stored underground. But those sons of bitches at the board, they want to destroy it. They don't want the world to know what they've done. So they're trying to erase all evidence that the virus ever existed. No, I'm not a fool. I know they don't want me to...
Got you all along. And she trusted me anyway.
Yeah, well.
Is it here? All right. Jill, hang tight. T, I got it.
Good. I'm headed your way.
Be careful.
Careful. Have you seen this town? It'll be a fucking miracle if I get there in one piece.
Good. Now no one is surprised.
You're gonna be okay, Jill. Come on. This shit better work. Tyrell, what the hell happened?
Attention all citizens. The contagion spreading throughout the city has been designated uncontainable. On October 1st, Raccoon City will be completely destroyed in a missile strike. All residents capable of rational thought are urged to evacuate immediately. This is not a test. Attention all citizens.
That's only a day away. There's still people in the city. You think Uncle Sam gives a shit? Fuck. Here they come. Why don't you sit tight?
Hey, Ian. Ian, hello? Odd. Says that he's here. Hello, Ian? Huh. Well, anyway. Okay. God damn it, Petra. Oh, god damn it. Pardon me for a minute, folks. My cat has made a mess.
Hello? 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 Hello?
Oh. Hey, Ian.
Hey.
Hey, sorry. My cat's just had a little bit of an accident in the living room, so I've just got to clean that up before I continue.
Alright.
You ridiculous animal. Yeah, I just thought I'd finish this off. Yeah, before the new year comes in.
Alright.
Well, we didn't even finish it around Halloween, which is when I really think I should have actually picked it up and started again. But we're near the end anyway, so I thought rocket launcher run it.
Yeah.
Also, I take it you saw the chat, what I was talking about with Ollie about last night's stream.
No, I missed that one.
Well, basically, Twitch is very picky with what words you can say.
Yeah.
Let's just say a certain individual who was talking about a certain subject we really cannot be talking about on Twitch.
Wasn't me, was it?
It wasn't you, it was you know who.
Oh.
Yeah. Exactly.
What was the subject?
Well, he was talking about... Well, I'll put it this way, I can't say it, I don't want to say it online here, so I'm just going to say the first words of it. Sue. He was talking about that before you came in, and it was getting a bit dark. And we can't... Well, yeah, we can't really have him talking like that on Twitch at all. Because Ollie is really adamant to try and build an audience. And, well, this isn't going to help it. This might actually hurt him because they could easily just decide randomly to just take his channel away from him. So...
just a minute.
Hold on, okay.
I'm just reading the chat.
Okay.
Let's see.
It's just under... I think we should let them play with their Transformers a little more, a bit more, because they're calmer that way.
Let's see.
Right, almost done. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, as you can imagine, we can't have that kind of language on the Twitch.
Okay. Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, he was bringing it up quite a lot, and I spoke to Seb about it, and Seb said he felt very uncomfortable. So we agreed that, well, hold on. We've agreed to maybe do the chat on a different thing now to avoid him being involved, because we've agreed that he's okay in small doses, but you know, we can't have certain things said on Twitch. We've got to be a lot more careful now. Like, I don't know if you know, but they've banned certain words anyway. Well, you're not allowed to say blind playthrough on Twitch anymore.
Right.
Because they've said it's an ableist slur. It isn't, but they've decided it's ableist, so you can't say that. They definitely don't want you having... So Ollie will be doing his streams through a completely different... through his own Discord rather than the Hero Snipe one or you know, any of the others. Yeah, and you haven't really missed much in this. I'm literally still in the hospital as Carlos, because that's where we left it last time. All that's happened is the hunters have turned up, and they've got a bit of a different design. They've got kind of like a face crab thing going on now. Yeah, new design there. And they've also got like the beginnings of a tail. Oh, interestingly, someone's actually modded the first Resident Evil, funnily enough, to actually have so you can play as the hunter, but it's not just a skin swap. You can actually like do the claw swipes and just one-shot zombies. Yeah, I know this isn't really that interesting. It's literally a defense mission where very badly animated zombies turn up and you can't just shoot them through the windows. Oh, well there's one. There's a hunter. The thing that annoys me about this game is it had all the potential in the world to be something better.
It was just too soon to get into it.
Well, it's not that it was rushed. I mean, I don't know if you remember the last stream when you get to the part where Jill gets away from the flamethrower Nemesis bit, and she climbs over to the bits from Resident Evil 2. But if you stand there, the zombies aren't even animated properly. So, like, if you're too far away, they'll start like clipping around and stuff.
Yeah. I still say it was too soon.
Oh, it was. Not only that. You know that the team that made this were a completely different team than the one who made Resident Evil 2. So, ironically, they ended up making Mr. X more like what the Nemesis used to be. I think that's the ultimate irony here, is that he ended up becoming more like the Nemesis than the Nemesis ever was, and the new Nemesis actually does exactly what Mr. X used to do, which, you know, the very thing that made him less terrifying. Because in the original Resident Evil 2, Mr. X had turned up at scripted moments and he was very easy to put down. In this, you just need to throw grenades to the floor and Nemesis is down. I mean, all I'm really doing here is... Oh shit. Fucking Hunter. And there's also that as well. They can get... You can't shoot them while they're coming through the windows. Because they can't take damage because they're not in the room yet. Oh shit. Zombies getting in. And I found the mods are actually doing a better job of you know... Hold out until the explosion. I've got a rocket launcher. Why would I need an explosion? I know this takes some of the fun out of it, but at this point, I just want to get this. Just say, I've done the stream, it's done. I will say that this game did at least make Nikolai a bit more interesting. It had a more interesting take on you know, Nikolai. And at least Mikhail was a character now. Rather than a dying Russian guy. Though, just remember, Resident Evil 8 is going to have vampires. And werewolves. And apparently Chris is going to be there.
They're running out of ideas.
It's not just that they're running out of ideas. The problem when you get a brand new team working on these things is they want their own take. And again, I know that that's a funny argument when you consider that Resident Evil has had so many different directors, it's not even funny. I mean, Shinji Mikami only did 1 and 4. You know, he didn't really touch the other ones because Shinji has this issue with making sequels. I mean, I also don't know how to feel about, you know, this game having Brad be, you know, redeemed. You know, making him brave suddenly. I've also changed the costume so that Carlos has his old hairdo. Oh yeah, that's a common theme of the game as well. Jill apparently won't just shoot people who are infected. Like, when has that ever been a thing for her? Jill's never really hesitated to shoot people when they're infected. Like, that's the entire... I mean, that was like the entire thing of Resident Evil 1, was that she was effectively shooting people who were just victims, but at the same time they were dead, and she'd already justified that to herself.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why there's this whole, oh, she'll hesitate if they're, you know, she'll hesitate under pressure. She's already survived this before. Okay. Right, I'm back to Jill. And I won't need a lot of these things, so... Store... I won't need the shotgun. I might need some herbs. I won't need the grenade launcher. I won't need that. but I will take a few items with me. Like, I'll definitely take the assault coin and the iron defense coin, the recovery coin, another iron defense, another assault coin, and recovery coin. Right, I should be able to handle everything. Oh yeah, how are things with Final Legend?
I'm working out a few kinks.
Because I'll be honest, I really liked the last one.
Yeah, I was proud of the last one.
No, I am seriously not just saying this because I just enjoy your writing. That was impressive. Like the whole the puzzle, I was very impressed with. Like,
Yeah, it was. It was like trying to find like a good puzzle for it.
yeah, it's a good beginner puzzle though. That's the thing. It's not too easy that it's demeaning, but it's also, you know, it's early enough that it's easy enough to figure out with time. Well, that, and for an ancient civilization, which is where you probably, you know, where you set that kind of puzzle, it is the kind of puzzle they would have. Like, seriously, that was an amazing puzzle. Oh, and do you remember the park from Resident Evil 3?
Oh yeah.
Well, now we don't have that anymore. The park's gone. So literally we've gone straight from the hospital, from Jill recovering in the hospital, all the way to the Umbrella Lab. And it's not the dead factory anymore. This is another lab that's built underneath the hospital. Yeah, I know technically speaking it was just padding to begin with. Like, the park was always padding, no matter how you look at it. But yeah, I think Nemesis suffered the most in this entire game. Oh look, another hip pouch. Yay. Oh look, there's Nikolai. And now the fuses are gone. Oh, new kind of zombie. The pale face. These are basically regenerating zombies. Yeah, this is what we got instead of the brain suckers and a couple of the other monsters.
So no nude zombies.
Well, we might get some nude ones a bit later, but yeah, the nude zombies kind of have just been phased out at this point.
Probably due to censorship.
Would not surprise me at this point. Considering how Sony is these days, and considering how the game industry has become, it would not surprise me if they did do a whole "we need to censor this" thing. I mean, Devil May Cry is censored on the PS4, and that's just bombs. No, I know the answer to this is obvious, but have you ever thought, you know, it's weird that they've never done child zombies, ever. Like, in these games.
Probably due to censorship.
Well, yeah, that one is obvious. It is due to censorship. I mean, that's why some of the enemies in the original Silent Hill were removed for the European version. Well, I'm also just looking forward to seeing what you do with Mr. Bream.
Oh, he'll do plenty of stuff.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
But,
I mean, the thing is, he's gone from literally, in my opinion, after rereading a load of the old stuff and the new stuff, he's gone from being basically Don Quixote to actually being someone who's actually more terrifying than the villains you've created. Like, he is actually terrifying to me just because of the dangerous things he's putting them through.
It'll be a while until I introduce, like, the other villains.
Well, yeah, obviously it's going to be a while before you introduce them, but still, Mr. Bream, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
He's terrifying. Sorry, go on.
I mean, I'm looking forward to bringing in the Emperor.
Well, you've got to have an evil Emperor. That's kind of a rule at this point. There's got to be some.
There's General Vice.
Yes. Let's see. It's just ammo. Don't need that.
I think what I'm going to do with the next one is have them on the boat.
Ah, yes.
Crossing to the next continent.
Oh, yes, completely forgot about the whole... You got the whole crossing the continent thing. Well, crossing the continent, getting there first... The first mode of transportation is always either a boat, a raft, a car of some kind, or, in the very rare occurrences, a snowmobile. Then they get the airship later on.
Yeah.
You know, while I've been playing Yakuza Kiwami, well, the new Yakuza game, the amount of tropes they do is ridiculous. I mean, there's this one point, I know Ollie's not here, so it won't be spoiled. There's like one part where one of your party members literally just fucks off for plot convenience, and then he comes back later and he's suddenly more powerful, and the main character literally just says, "Hey, you look a lot stronger." Do I? Yeah, it's like in RPG games where your character goes away for like a little while and then comes back with all kinds of new moves. Well, whatever works for you, I guess. Also, Kiryu's... Yeah, that's a trope. Also, Kiryu's turned up, and I didn't want to tell Ollie, but I like what they seem to be doing with him. He's actually not a major part of the story. He's not a major part of the story anymore. He's only appeared twice, once to punch a guy in the face, and then again as a boss fight, but he won't say what his name is because he said he's not meant to exist anymore. Oh, unfinished activity. Infiltrated the Raccoon City. Disturbances are sporadic. Commencing mission. Observed 5 RPD officers engaging with a pack of 20 strong. Officers annihilated in 20 minutes. Test run at university. Diverted pack, including canines, to campus. 64% infection and conversion in 2 hours. No survivors. Helpful rendezvous with MV platoon. Will make attempt at dawn. Diverted pack towards command post. Result: night skirmishes in confined area with large number of combatants. End of skirmish, 7 survivors. Unknown bioweapon deployed at point D18. Tracking it per order, seems to be on the hunt. Got eyes on 2 stars. A male infected and a female. Bioweapon is pursuing the female. female Jill Valentine has made contact with the platoon. Bioweapons appearance and behaviour are consistent with the new Project N investigating. Observed bioweapon wielding conventional weapons, it seems to strongly fixated on terminating Jill and knows the city layout, evidence it can be imprinted. Metamorphosis of the bioweapon triggered by Jill Valentine, video attached. Jill Valentine has been infected and is non-responsive, collected samples. Over 17 hours have elapsed since the exposure to the virus. Conversion has been slow, suggesting she may be resistant. Vaccine recovered and administered to Jill Valentine by a CEO, a soldier in MV platoon. Jill Valentine is expected to be fit for combat approximately 20 hours. It seems clear the bioweapon is Project N. Contact with Jill causes it to change and evolve. It will induce further encounters to obtain more. Ah. Well, at least we've got an explanation for Nemesis now.
So he wasn't some injured guy from the previous installment?
No, Nemesis was never that. That was a rumour for a while because a lot of people said it was Hunk or Billy, but it's just a Mr. X with a parasite. That's all Nemesis has ever been. He's just Mr. X, because if you've played Resident Evil Survivor, and please don't ever play Survivor, there's not to become a Nemesis, well, a tyrant, every time, so they just cloned him and infected the clones and turned them into tyrants. Yeah, that's where literally every single tyrant has come from. They literally just got Mr. X, put a parasite in him. I mean, what, you heard the rumour that he was just some injured guy?
I was actually making a reference to the Resident Evil movies.
Oh God! Can we just have a petition to stop him from I don't know how to feel about the Nemesis's new form. I mean, it's unique, but that's really all it is. Right, we are in Nest 2. Of course it'd be a Nest Bloody 2. I don't need ammo. Nest 2 map.
Oh, that was close.
A diary.
I really love those Resident Evil 2 mods.
You know, you say that. Someone's actually making one I think you'd find very interesting. It's called Before the Storm, During the Storm. Basically, the first part of the game is set before the infection happens in the city, and you get to walk around Raccoon City for a bit. But then one of the scenes, like, they haven't shown all of them yet, but you can lock the doors behind you, and the zombies can, like, bang on the doors to try and get through to you, but obviously they can't get through. But, like, the bits, it's got its own unique cutscenes, complete with Jill trying to warn the main character to leave the city and stuff, and then you get to see the city getting infected slowly. I mean, again, for a mod, it's pretty damn detailed. Oh, take that, pale face. God, that just sounds more racist now that I say it out loud.
Race against who?
I don't know, white people?
But then again, we are white.
I guess, but does that make it...
cancels it out.
Okay, I guess. Because I still believe you can be racist to white people.
I don't see how.
Because they're a race, so technically you can.
Yeah, but we'd be like... That'd be like Uncle Ruckus levels.
Yeah, but again, if it is a race of any kind, regardless, it's that you can still technically be racist to it. I mean, technically zombies are race. Literal walking corpse. Oh, speaking of, oh my god. So, remember how cool Mr. X looked?
Yeah.
Look at these things.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ, these things are fucking these... Oh, God, look at that one. Oh. The question I have for them is why?
Because Umbrella.
No, I mean, why keep them around? They're clearly failed experiments.
Maybe they're just like showing us like demonstration for future scientists. This is how not to do a tyrant.
Actually, that would make sense. Please don't make tyrants this way. We kind of messed up.
Thank you.
I mean, apparently the parasites that you can fight in this game are supposed to be references to Resident Evil 4, funnily enough, even though that makes no sense in the context of things. Because the last Plagas parasite didn't turn up till after Umbrella went out of business. I will say the new Hunter designs are pretty cool.
Apart from the tail.
Trying to stab me with a knife?
Oh no. Nicole's turning into New Jack.
Oh God, don't. Oh God, did you see those memes I shared?
Yes.
Don't stab me, I'm full of chocolate. I shouldn't have laughed as much as I did, but I did. A new wrestler, I'm gonna cut you, blade you good. That's a blading. Calling your spots, that's a blading. I mean, say what you want, Vice is usually a terrible, terrible thing, but dear God, they did a good job. They did a very good job of the dark side of the ring. Even my brother-in-law, who doesn't like the fun wrestling, he likes the very boring stuff. Like, he actually enjoyed Roman Reigns, you know, when he had no personality. Oh.
A very vampire. Ooh, you better believe that's a bladed.
It's even worse when you realise that New Jack never got work in WWE because of the way he behaves.
It's for the best, really.
Yeah, but you know he worked in TNA, and apparently the reason he was fired from TNA after 10 matches or so was because Jeff Jarrett himself could not stand New Jack's constant New Jackiness. Because he'd constantly use the N-word over and over again, because of course he did. Let's see. Oh, well, you see that? That was the last puzzle in the game. Are you as disappointed as I am?
Yeah.
Well, now we're making a vaccine. There we go. There's the vaccine for the T-virus. In all of its... What?
I hope they make more Dark Side of the Ring.
They are. They've already started filming them.
Oh, good, good.
Mr. Wiggles!
What did you get punished for before we went up for a nap?
Right. Escape the facility. Right, okay. I'm in an area I'm not familiar with. And...
Daddy, see if he'll put it on for you.
Mr. Wiggles! So, yeah. Now I'm worried. Now you've said my daughter's going to become New Jack. Don't get me wrong, I do think we still need a wrestler who comes out and still wrestles even when their music is still playing.
Well, that was only meant as a joke.
I know. I wouldn't want it to be New Jack.
No one does.
Hello, have you brought me a pizza? You can't blade the pizza. Oh, you should see my mother-in-law's face when I tried to explain what blading was.
Oh.
She's like, why would anyone do that to themselves? Because she truly believed. She watched this. I think she watched this show years ago, where the main character or something. It was a sitcom, but the main character was like an independent wrestler or something. And the way they did bleeding was they'd put the blood in their hands, and then as soon as they got punched, like slap it in their face. And I was like, no, that's nothing about that is actually what happens. And I explained to her what blading was, and she went, dear God, why? I said, because that's just how we did it. That's just how people did it back then.
Mm-hmm.
No, Nicole, you can't eat the pizza while it's still in the packaging. Okay. Newbie. Oh, come on. Okay. So, Jill, I've got to ask this question. Jill's got the vaccine on her hip. That's not a smart thing. Oh, and here's Nemi. Get over here. Oh, shit.
He's seen better days.
And she's dropped the vaccine, conveniently.
Well, that's what happens when you attach it to your hip like that. What were they thinking?
Oh, God. I love Nikolai as a villain. He's just a dick. He's just a dick. Go fight this thing that's been trying to murder you, and maybe I don't need the vaccine. Not being the Resident Evil 3 nemesis that I remember. That's a rocketing. Oh. Okay. Waiting patiently for me to finish my cutscene. That's a rocketing.
Fireworks on the 5th of November? Oh, you better believe that's a rocketing.
Especially if you have pets. I hate fireworks night. I've come to hate fireworks night just for that reason alone. Ooh! Okay, I'll be honest. That was gruesome. He just broke Nemesis's jaw, but we all know that means jack shit in the grand scheme of things. I've got the pizza. She tried to bite through it, so I took it out of her hand. Oh, they're doing that. You know, this chemical was a bigger deal in the original. In the original, it was made. It was a special kind of acid that was made specifically for melting dead zombie bodies that had been infected with the T virus. But according to the game, it had become extremely diluted and could not be and wasn't dependable anymore. So when Nemesis went in, it didn't really kill him.
There you go. Have some cheese. I just leave it there. She can have it.
Okay, I just heard you. Heard you saying have some cheese. I'm pretty sure it wasn't a euphemism. Like have some biscuit. Okay. Now we're going on to the final boss fight with the Nemesis. Now, you remember the Nemesis from the last one, that he was some giant Cthulhu-esque thing?
Yeah.
What do you think he's going to look like this time?
Not a Cthulhu-esque thing.
We'll see. He might be a Cthulhu-esque thing, just not the thing. No, I kind of need that for Nemesis. Oh, yeah, Nemesis recovers a lot faster in this one. Oh. Oh, God. See that, Ian? That is Nemesis. I know it wasn't what you were expecting, but dear God. Right, so here we go, Ian. Last boss fight with Nemesis. And you remember that giant rail cannon that killed it the last time?
Yeah.
Keep paying attention. Oh, God. That's a quick mutation. Ooh. Suspend your disbelief.
I'll get that soda from down there.
Okay. Yeah, that's what you get instead of the railgun now. It's a smaller railgun that can be handheld. Now, you've got to, in order to defeat Nemesis now, what you've got to do is hit his cancerous tumours. Trust me, on the harder difficulties, it's even worse. Because he recovers way too fast and you've got more of these things to push in, and one of his attacks can kill you if you don't dodge fast enough. I mean, he looks Cthulhu-esque, like a Lovecraftian, I should say. But still,
Abomination.
That's that's the word. Right, here we go. Now it's fully charged. And there you go.
Looks like a Xenomorph.
Oh, you know, right? And there you go. Nemesis is dead.
Good.
That's it.
I'd brush that off.
I think if it were me, I would not get out of the shower for about at least a week. Seriously, it's not just you got to remember, it's not just blood and T-virus, it's also that fucking acid. Right, well, Nemesis is dead now. He's not coming back. That was it. And no, there's not multiple endings in this game. There is. There's a decision at the end where you can play into the trope that never existed before. If you don't shoot Nikolai, he kills Jill and Carlos. Oh, and there's the antidote. Oh, Jill, don't just sit there. No, whatever will you do? Actually, where is Jill? She's not in the cutscene for some reason, even though she was literally just there. There she is. Okay. Yeah, if you don't shoot him, he kills you. And no matter where you aim, you always hit him in the chest. No, you... And there you go. We've left Carla. We've left him to burn. And there's no Barry. That bothers me. Ooh, Nicole's taken in by the explosion. And now she's scared of it. And there you go. Right, so it's been months since we started this, and now we finally finished it. So, Ian, thoughts?
That was pretty lackluster.
Agreed. It really doesn't live up to the original, which I know which is sad, really, because 2 didn't. I wouldn't say 2 lived up to the original. It kind of was just about its own thing and was okay. It was okay to be its own thing. But yeah. So, what about this version did you think was lackluster?
Is that some of the animations of the zombies were pretty poor?
Oh god, the animations felt to me like they weren't even finished in places. And some of them were even taken directly from Resident Evil 2, which I can understand. Same city and everything, so I guess. For me, some of the biggest things that I had a problem with were the lack of actual exploration, because the original game, in the first 10 minutes, gave you access to Uptown and the RPD. In this game, you're following a linear line, and the only bit of exploration you get is like the shopping district, and that's just a fetch quest bit until you get to the cable car. Then there's no more. There's literally no more. You don't even get the clock tower. You get you get to see it in the background, but you never actually get to go there. The fact the drain demos are literally only in the game for 5 minutes, and then you never see him again. But I think the biggest gripe I have is Nemesis.
Yeah.
He is introduced far too early. Like, I don't mind that he broke into the apartments to try and kill her. But, again, the scene was a bit too QTE for my taste. And Brad didn't seem to be that terrified of him. I mean, some of the reviews said all kinds of ridiculous things, like some game journalist said that Nemesis somehow represented male sexual domination or something. I'm like, no. Nemesis is just, in this one, he has ample chance to kill Jill so many times and he never does it. Like, that's what annoys me. In this game, he's actually killed less people than he killed in the original. Like, in the original, he'd killed Brad. He managed to kill Nikolai at one point in the ending, depending on what ending you got. And he killed who else? He killed Mikhail. In this one, he only kills Mikhail and Tyrell. Like, he doesn't actually even manage to kill a single STARS member. That's fucking lame.
It is.
Although I did like that John Kendo turned up. Well, Robert Kendo.
Yeah.
Like, for that one little bit. I also not being able to go around the police station, that kind of sucked.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of the whole Brad thing? Like, was he improved by becoming a super zombie and infecting Marvin, which actually is a cool way to infect him, in my opinion. But the whole him sacrificing himself and being noble.
It kind of changed a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm used to him being a coward. I mean, even in this timeline, he is the guy who pretty much abandoned his entire team to almost get eaten by wolves. Well, dogs.
Yeah. I think they just wanted to redeem him.
To be honest, if they'd rebooted the series in some way, like if they'd done what Mortal Kombat had done and changed the story a little bit, so this was like a completely different universe Brad from the beginning, and they'd come up with another reason for why he'd abandoned the group, then it wouldn't have been so bad. But this is the same cowardly Brad who abandoned his team and then flew off, and then came back later after feeling guilty.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to believe that this is the Brad who has been keeping in secret contact with Jill all this time, and sending her secret messages here and there, warns her about the Nemesis, and then sacrifices himself so she could survive.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that I don't buy it.
No. I still stick to what I say. It was just too soon to make a film.
It was. I mean, I knew it was inevitable because people were making jokes after Resident Evil 2 came out already, saying 3 remake is coming eventually, and I'll be honest, I was intrigued by it when it was first coming out. I mean, ironically, it was the first game I bought when the lockdown started. But keep in mind, I got this around the same time as Final Fantasy VII Remake. So I think that if we ever get round to doing a list of the best and worst of 2020, I think 3 is going on the list purely due to... It's not a terrible game, it's just not... It just needed more work done and it isn't a finished product. But it feels like there's just nothing there. I mean, even 2, for all 2 had, 2 had all those variants of Tofu, Hunk's minigame, the Ghost Survivors mini-games, you know, stuff it did not need to add, and yet it added anyway. And this game doesn't even have the Mercenaries mode, which, again, 3 was famous for. Like, there's no DLC, and they've even said there's going to be no more DLC for this game. That's it, it's done. So, yeah, they've basically put out a game that isn't finished, called it a finished product, but at least it's not Fallout 77, Cyberpunk 2077, or, you know, 2K20.
Yeah.
Oh, and our final scene. Someone ominously picks it up. Okay, it's listed 2 hours and 4 minutes. 1 death, 3 saves, S rank.
I'm guessing that's close.
The green shirt would make you think so, wouldn't it? So, yeah, there you go. That's the game. And these are the unlockables you get, by the way. You get a very inaccurate version of Jill's outfit from the first game, where they've removed the shoulder pads and just added a harness. The recovery coins, which are just game bonuses that increase your defense, increase healing, increase defense, and increase damage. The crafting companion, which increases the amount of ammo that you get. Chris Redfield's field guide, which helps with the perfect dodge. A lockpick that's automatically in your box. Bolt cutters. More of the hip pouches, though they can't be used on the original one. The hot dagger, basically a burning knife. Samurai edge handgun. The Raiden, basically it's an electric magnum, but it only works with headshots. Infinite MUP handgun. Infinite assault rifle. Infinite rocket launcher. And that's it. You get your points through doing the achievements. I mean, again, some of these things are literally just models from the previous games, like Robert Kendo.
Yeah.
So they've got some new male zombies, like new zombies, though.
Oh, wait, the hermit.
Yeah, the RPG was also extremely disappointing. Now again, Nemesis. Dear God, did he suffer the most throughout this game?
Yeah.
Like when Mr. X is more terrifying than an advanced version, you know there's a problem. I mean, getting a better look at his second form. His second form actually does resemble his final form from the first game anyway.
Yeah.
It does look interesting, and it does hint at more of the parasite's evolution. But the final form, or stage 3 Nemesis, yeah, that's definitely a thing. So yeah, I'd say the game was a complete disappointment in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I can't say I'll be coming back to this anytime soon, although I am tempted to play Resident Evil 2 again. Just because I felt more rewarded with that because it had the right kind of tension. Mr. X was actually terrifying because you could even if you could put him down with a few headshots, he's going to get up and he can interrupt you at any time when you're doing puzzles, when you're going through any rooms. He actually feels like something to run away from. Nemesis, you shoot him in the chest a couple of times, he goes down and you don't see him again for a while. He's a very scripted character, and I think that's what hurts him in this game. Now, what do you think of Jill's portrayal in this game?
I don't like the fact she hesitates.
You don't like the fact she hesitates? That makes sense. I know we were saying that earlier, that they seem to be making that a storyline, because she does it at the beginning when she runs into Murphy. He says he's not been bitten, and then Carlos shoots him, and then says she doesn't have what it takes to survive because she can't pull the trigger. He then even says the same thing again later, saying she's completely unreliable. Yeah, that just seems to be his entire thing at this point. Saying, you'll hesitate. But why would Jill hesitate? She's had to literally shoot her own teammates during the mansion incident just to survive. I'm sure she's over this whole, okay, I have to shoot them for the greater good thing. That bit doesn't make sense. Carlos is actually somehow less obnoxious in this game, though. I'll give him credit. The guy who plays him really, really gets him. Well, he gets the character. And at least he's not constantly trying to hit on Jill this time.
Yeah.
That was always a weird one. Literally fight Nemesis. His thing is, let me guess, you want to ask me out? All the foxy ladies dig my accent. Not the time or place. So yeah, sorry, what? Go on.
It just made him come across as not taking the mission seriously.
Well, yeah, he did do some gung-ho stupid things, like, I don't know, when he ran off to fight when he was at the garage in the original, and he ran out to fight the zombies on his own. But yeah, Nemesis just not really a threat.
No.
He's not terrifying. He's an obstacle. And Nemesis should never ever be an obstacle. He should be an actual fucking threat.
Yeah.
But there we go. Resident Evil 3 is now over and done with. I'll keep the game. I'm not going to sell the game, but I'm definitely not going to, do anything with. I'm definitely not coming back to it anytime soon. That I'm kind of done. Well, thank you anyone who joined in and saw this, and Join us again for whatever I do next time.
You do the
Bye.
wiggle.
Bye.
Bye.